right, so Sierra, scale of 1 to 10, what are you rating it?
You're gonna have to do that again.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video game with Powers. I'm Jake.
I'm Sierra.
And today's video, we got a special treat for all of you. We are gonna be giving an overview and our thoughts and review of the brand new expansion that is coming to Kickstarter sometime very soon, guys, for the board game Bark Avenue. If you guys are not familiar with the game Bark Avenue, I have recently done a review of this game on our channel, and I will go ahead and link it up here. Bark Avenue is where you are taking on the role of a dog walker in New York City, and you are going around to all these different locations, picking up people's dogs, taking them to do their favorite activities, and dropping them off to collect money. So we have a brand new expansion for this game that is coming to you from TerreDice, and so we just want to give a huge shout out to Mackenzie and Jonathan for giving us the opportunity to showcase this and get some content out for this game, because we do really enjoy it. But this is the Kings and Queens expansion, which is going to bring 2 new modules to the game of Bark Avenue. So let's go ahead and jump down to the table. I'm gonna give you guys a brief overview of this expansion in the 2 modules that come in it, and then we'll back up top here to hear our thoughts and opinions on this expansion. All right, guys, we are down here at the table where we're gonna be taking a look at this expansion called Kings and Queens right here. So as I mentioned earlier, this is gonna bring in 2 new modules. So let's go ahead and take a look at these. The very first module that it's going to bring is double dog cards, and this is really cool. So now whenever you visit a location, you are now picking up 2 different dogs, and so the way these dogs are going to interact with the board and your own player board itself is they will come out horizontally just like they would, and so they would only take up 1 spot here on the market. However, when you do collect these dogs, they are going to take up 2 spots on your player board. But here's the cool thing. The rulebook states that this slot that you normally have to have 3 reviews to unlock is reserved for a single dog. Well, if you have 2 dogs, you can place them over the 2nd and 3rd slot. And anytime you get a double dog, they will go in between 2 different spots on your board here, so they need to fill up 2 spots to be exact. And so when you're looking at these double dog cards, guys, they're going to share the movement and the walking value. They're going to share the picture and of course the poop value. But some of these dogs might have their own specific favorite thing that they like to do. And so when you track these here on the board, you're just going to track it on the left-hand side for the walking part. But that is essentially the first module that they have here, and so we'll just go through and show you guys a couple of these different double dog cards. But this is a cool, unique spin and module that they have added to the game. All right, taking a look at the second module that they have added is they are bringing in a new board, and so we have a boroughs board here. Taking a look at some of the boroughs of New York City. So we have these different locations right here. We have Upper Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Doggy Day Camp. There's also going to be a deck of item cards that comes with this specific module as well. There are also meeples. So you will get a meeple in your color. So let's say we have blue and pink right here. And everybody's going to start in Upper Manhattan. So whenever you finish walking a dog and complete one of these reviews over here with your review star and place one of those reviews, you'll be able to come to this board and take one of your walkers and move them in one of these different locations to activate a bonus. So let me really quickly, briefly go through all the new bonuses that we have here. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the Bronx right here. So really briefly, I'm just gonna go give an overview of each of these different locations so you kind of have a brief idea of what they do. So this one's going to allow you to peek at the top 3 cards of the event deck, put one on the bottom, and then you can put the rest back in any order. While your helper meeple is here, you will ignore the effect of any event cards. And if this is the 5th star, so you place your 5th star and then move your meeple here, you also get a bonus of immediately being able to place your walker meeple on any train space on the board or the side that you're playing in a 2-player game. Okay, let's look at the advertising area over here. So instead of placing your review star in that review spot over here, you will put it over here on this side of the board in the highest uncovered space, okay? And so what this is gonna allow you to do is this means the review that you just achieved, you'd be allowed to achieve that review again, and then at the end of the game, you would score whatever value is where your review star is located. I hope that makes sense. If you are covering the 5th space here, you may also count this as a wild review for goals that you have on your gold cards. So that is the advertising. Shopping. All right, who doesn't love shopping in Brooklyn? Let me move my little guy down here. So you will place your meeple in the furthest down uncovered space, okay? Next to the stars you have unlocked so far. So this is my 3rd one. I would drop it down right there, for example, and you would gain that bonus with all uncovered bonuses above your space as well. And so, you know, you can get a treat, you'll get some coffee, your choice. These are the item cards, and then obviously +2 movement. And now let's talk about these item cards for briefly. So these are a bunch of item cards that will come in the game, and these are going to provide you with one-time use or permanent bonuses. So you can say here, the pet carrier, you may take the train while walking 1 dog. But however, if you keep these at the end of the game, you will lose $4 for keeping this, or whatever the amount that it states on the end of the card. Like for example, Mega Drencher, Fetch, and Splash are interchangeable. Both count for both. So you'll have a bevy of different item cards that you can gain here to get bonuses, passive bonuses, one-time bonuses. But like I said, if you hold on to these, you are going to lose cash at the end of the game. So that kind of that, but pretty much you go here, wherever how many stars you review, you place your meeple, you get all the uncovered down there in Brooklyn for shopping. All right, guys, the doggy day camp over here down in Staten Island. You will discard the X number of cards from the market row up here based on the number of stars you have achieved so far. And for each solo, double dog, or dog card with restrictions, you will collect 1 tip for doing so. And then of course, we'll refill the market at the end of your turn. Upper Manhattan, we have dog walking, okay? Draw 2 hidden gold cards, discard any 2 of your hidden gold cards. If this is your 5th star, you would only discard 1, so you'll end up with 1 extra hidden gold card. And the last one down here in Lower Manhattan is investing. So you get to collect one of the 3 revealed item cards. So when the game starts, you'll just make a little market area over here of 3 item cards, and you'll be able to collect one of the 3 item cards, discard one of the other 2, and then refill the market back up. However, if this is your 5th star instead of the above, you may return all item cards you already own, thus avoiding losing their costs at the end of the game. So that is the Borough module with the item cards and kind of all the different things that they do. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump back up top and get our thoughts and opinions on this expansion. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that brief overview of the new expansion, Bark Avenue Kings and Queens. So Sierra, why don't you go ahead and tell us your thoughts and opinions on this new expansion?
I think it's super cute. I love the additional dogs. And I like the fact that you're like walking double dogs, or is that what they call it? Is that what the kings and queens are supposed to be? Like the double dogs?
Yes, the double dogs. Yeah.
I was like thinking about it as you're going through, and I was like, well, there's a Queens New York, but there's not a Kings New York. Am I missing something? I get it. It took me a little bit, but I get it. But I think it's so cute. And I like the additional items. I'm more hesitant to buy them, though, except for a few. Yeah. And actually, the ones you put out, light up collar, is probably one of my favorites. Yeah. I think it's so cute, and I've actually had a light up collar for our dog before. Oh. So I love how it just incorporates like real things with the dogs. There's a lot of additional, I don't know rules, but that's not really what it's content, I guess, with the game. Yeah. Where it adds on even more layers of strategy to it. And I love strategy games, and that's one of our favorites. So It's a great game, a great addition to the game.
Great expansion.
Yeah.
I'll just piggyback off what she said. I think what's so cool is it just adds more content for the game, but it's not like a whole. It doesn't make it very complex.
Yeah.
I think that's the word that I'm trying to look for, right? You're not adding a bunch of different steps. You're not having to look at a whole different rule book. These modules is really what they're called. Just make it that you can just plug and play right into the base game. Like it says with the double dog cards, you can just leave the double dog cards in your base game for the remainder of the time as long as you want to play with it. So like, I think it's really, really cool that sometimes there's very few expansions that you guys have for a game where it's like, I can just leave my expansion into the game. And then when I play the base game, I just play it with the expansions because it's not adding a bunch of different rules and stuff that I have to phases or whatever. It makes it very easy to teach and want to get to the table. But also, like Sierra said, it adds so much more strategy and depth to the game here with all the different item cards and the effects that they have. You have some item cards they give you some really, really cool abilities, but you have to try and outweigh. It's like, man, is this worth losing $4 at the end of the game for, right? Like it can help make me so much more money, but like if I use it, like there's one, I think that gave you like every time you take a photo, you got 2 extra tips or whatever. But actually we have it out there. Was it the bandana, right? But you're losing $3 at the end of the game. So it's like, what is the trade-off here?
Yeah. You'd hope to get that one early.
Yeah. So you can make a lot of tips off it. So it's really cool. I really enjoy the burrow board, right? Again, it's just adding in a new mechanic where it's the only time I'm activating that board is when I leave a review. So it's like, I don't have to really stress and worry about at the end of my turn trying to move my meeple along this board while trying to pick up dogs at the same time. It's just, hey, I dropped my dogs off. I got a review. Now I can go to this board and move something on this board and do that movement. So I think they've done a tremendous job here with this expansion of adding onto a game that's already really, really, really good and just giving it a lot more flavor and giving it a lot more strategy to it. So, it's definitely an A+. All right, Sierra. So on a number scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give the rating here for Bark Avenue Kings and Queen?
I'd honestly probably give it a 10 because I think it's a great addition to the game without being like too much.
Perfect. Sounds good. I am not too far off. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10. I think this is an excellent expansion to the board game Bark Avenue. Of course, everything that we've already mentioned before is the reason why we're giving this a 9 out of 10. I think mainly the core is it's added in 2 new modules to the game that bring in so much more strategic depth, but it's not adding on a whole bunch of maintenance or more steps to the game that's going to drag it out. It just basically takes 2 modules that just smooth in with the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say, I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore, but it's 2 expansions 2 modules, I'm sorry, that just smoothly fit right into the base game and just make it continue to flow really, really well. So 9 out of 10 for me. 10 out of 10 for Sierra. We both enjoy this expansion a whole lot, and we hope you guys do too. If you are interested in this expansion, go ahead and check the link down in our description below. That will take you to the Kickstarter page. If you guys do not own Bark Avenue, they are also doing a second edition, or I think it's a reprint of the base game Bark Avenue. You can pick that up in the Kickstarter campaign of Kings and Queens as well. If you guys like the squishy poops, you can get your hands on the squishy poops here.
It's so cute.
You can get your hand on the squishy poops along with this awesome Kings and Queens expansion. But all right, guys, enough talking from us. If you enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell, comment down below. Have you guys played Bark Avenue? Is this a game that interests you? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can continue to bring you some more awesome content. All right, guys, have a great one. Bye.
Bye.